Okay, welcome back for today's video, guys. So today we're going to be running this smoker. As you can see, our pellet hopper is empty. But today we're going to be running this smoker with the Firebrick and lid seal kit that we kind of installed to go ahead and test it and see what improvement we'll get from also having that Firebrick in this grill. So as always, we'll go ahead and turn this on. Zero that out with the top on there. And we're going to go ahead and put our Traeger hickory pellets in there. We'll put this down. So we're going to get our 2 pounds of Traeger hickory pellets, and we'll get them inside here, and we'll get them in the hopper so we can run the test. So like all of our other tests before, we're going to run 2 pounds of pellets. So now we'll take that 2 pounds of pellets, and we're going to put it in our empty hopper like we talked about before. Now with that 2 pounds of empty pellets inside this grill, it's time to install the fireboard. Okay guys, now we're going to go ahead and get this fireboard installed. As you can see, nothing's changing with our fireboard. Temperature probe 1 is going to be our outside temperature. Let me find temp probe 3, which is the one I have in my hand now, is going to be our bottom shelf. So we'll come in here, put it in the center there, give us a good reading of that bottom shelf. And then sensor number 2 is going to be top shelf. Now with all of that installed, you can see there, top shelf, bottom shelf. We'll go ahead and pull these off to the side and get our lid closed. So now that we got our probe installed here, we can go ahead and fire the grill up. And we're going to go ahead and run it here on our smoke setting and see if we get any improvement in runtime and temperature, maintaining temperature in there with those fire bricks. We'll go ahead and flip our grill on and turn it to smoke, and you'll hear it fire up. So now that the grill's running, I'm going to let you guys kind of see it until it fires up. About an hour in. Here. And we got a good amount of pellets still left here. So we'll go ahead and let it keep running. All right, just over 3 hours here. About 3 hours and 10 minutes according to the fireboard in. So we're gonna keep a close eye on these, and once we run out of pellets in the hopper, we'll go ahead and shut it down.
Looking into the fireboard data with the smoke chamber sealed and fire bricks in the bottom of the grill, our run time 2:55 p.m. to 6:05 p.m. That's a 3 hour and 10-minute run time there. So past that, we're going to go ahead and start figuring out some of our temp swings here. As always, we're going to give it about 30 minutes from here. So 2:55, right? So basically 3 o'clock to 25. So we can start kind of here. I am going to go ahead and pull the top rack off. One of the interesting things I'll notate here while we have both of them in is if you compare this to the data or the previous videos from when we didn't have the fire brick installed, our top and bottom shelves actually ran a lot closer than they did here. Whereas in this cook, we're averaging a 9-degree difference between shelves here. And that's a pretty consistent average across the cook. So that is just one thing to note, that adding that fire brick in seemed to add a differentiation between top and bottom shelf. So going into the bottom shelf, we're going to figure out our temp swings. Got to come out here to 2:30. Remember, we always give it 30-minute soak time before we start taking our temp swings. So that's at 2:27. So that could be our first temp swing. If it's not over 10 degrees, we're not going to read it. So all of these guys here aren't going to be readable because they're, like I said, we're dropping a degree. So we'll go at the top here. So we got a 199.5 was our peak. Go down here to a 193.2. Might have to adjust the rules. So that's 193.2. That's not 10 degrees from that 199. So none of these are really the 10 degrees we're looking for. Call that 191.6. And you could come down here to a 173. 191.6 minus a 173. So that's 18.6. And that one's from here to here. So we'll come over here. 185.2 is going to be the peak. And we'll come down here to 172.1. So that's 13. 13.1. And that was from here to here. So now we'll go to 2033. 2033. 183.2. It's 20. 20.1. So none of these are going to hit 10-degree difference. Here we will, though. So 191.9. And we'll take that minus 171.9. 171.9. 20. So there's 201 down to 194. So we'll go 196.5. And we'll take that minus 178.3. Call that 18. Here we'll come up to 193.6 Take that minus 182.1. It's 11. Call it 12. Here we're back up to 2011. Minus 187.3. 14 degree. That was from here to here. So 189. We're not going to get below 180. So now we'll come back up here and we got a 196. Kind of levels out there, but we're still going down. So minus 171.5 is 25 degrees. So that one will count. That's a 198 minus a 188.6. Maybe. Ooh, it doesn't count. Right inside 10 degrees. So we're going to stick true to that average, guys, just to keep this data consistent for your Z grills. I got a 195.5 here. Minus a 179.7. So that's a 16-degree temp swing. So we're going to go ahead and take those and we'll add them up and figure out our average. So we got 18.6 plus 13. So we'll go ahead and clear that out. We rounded. So we'll take 19 plus 13 plus 20 plus another 20 plus an 18 plus 12 plus 14 plus 25 plus 16, and then we will divide that by 9. So that's going to give us an average temp swing of a 17.4 degrees with the smoke chamber sealed and also fire brick installed in this grill. Reviewing our final numbers here. So with our smoke chamber sealed with the fire brick, running 2 pounds of Traeger hickory pellets on our smoke setting with the Z grills, our run time was 3 hours and 10 minutes. Our average outside temperature was 62.5 degrees. Our average top rack temperature was 191.8 degrees. Our average bottom rack temperature was 186 degrees. Our average temp swing was a 17.4. Our highest bottom rack temperature was a 203.3. And our lowest bottom rack temperature was 171.5. When we take that data and we compare it to where we were, which would be with the smoke chamber sealed, you can kind of see those numbers laid out next to each other here. So we did go ahead and take those numbers and put them together. So from the smoke chamber sealed, we got a 2-minute longer run time. Our outside temperature was the same. Our average top rack temperature was 7.2 degrees Fahrenheit hotter than it was with the sealed smoke chamber alone. Our average bottom rack temperature was 2.6 degrees hotter than with just the smoke chamber sealed run. Our average temp swings decreased by 9.4 degrees. Our highest bottom rack temperature was 7.9 degrees lower, and our lowest bottom rack temperature was 27.5 degrees higher than when we ran it with just the smoke chamber seal. So when we look at this, there's a couple of things going on from a smoke setting. Our temperatures inside the grill did average hotter, but that was kind of expected to happen with we're putting a thermal battery inside the grill. That's going to help your temperatures get hotter. So really your biggest advantage, or what we were looking for to average out of the Firebrick, is our temp swings. So you can see we have a 9.4 degree temp decrease in temp swings. So that's kind of what we were looking for there, was just to maintain a more consistent temperature inside the grill and kind of decrease those temp swings a little bit. So they did serve its intended purpose, depending on how you look at that. We did also increase the internal temperature of the grill. So depending on how you want your grill to run or not, this could be a beneficial upgrade, or it could be counterintuitive. If you're looking to do some of those slow and low smokes, adding Firebrick might not be your best option.